Yeah, you're wearing green, are you?
Yeah, well, rookie mistakes in there.
Right, good eve. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'd just like to welcome all our Facebook family and friends, and also YouTube family and friends as well. My name is Olivia Rufai, and today we have got in the live cast room some two special guests. I am so excited that I have these guys. These guys, when I hear them, they're so, you know, when they say, I don't know if anyone's heard this saying, men are from Mars and ladies are from Jupiter. Well, these guys are not even from Mars. They're from another planet altogether. I don't know what planets they are. They're so knowledgeable about the business. They're so intellectual. So I'm just so honored. I'm just so humbled, and I'm so honored to have these two fantastic men that are really going to be sharing their stories. They're now in the live cast room, so I'm going to be asking them a couple of questions and sharing their stories and sharing their journeys and giving us some information about this amazing opportunity that we're presenting to so many people out there via social media platform. So first of all, I'd just like to welcome our guests. So welcome, Valentine. Thank you for jumping on.
Yeah, hi. Good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for having me, Olivia. I'm elated to be here.
And AJ as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me. Good evening, good afternoon, everyone, wherever you're watching us from. It's a pleasure to be here.
So let's just start, because like this is kind of like a talk show kind of thing, getting to know you guys, getting to understand this amazing opportunity that so many people are talking about. We want to hear it from the men's perspective, and really from a different angle that a lot of people that might be listening on Facebook and you know, other social platforms, the way that people present, but you've got a different way. I just love the way that you actually share this great opportunity. But before we start, the thing that we need to know, because we are amongst families, we're amongst friends via social media platforms, please, we want to know who you are. What are you? What do you do now? Just tell us, just briefly, who are you? Let's start with Valentine. Who is Mr. Valentine?
Okay, so Valentine is my name. I am a retired corporate employee. I used to work as a salesman for IBM Cloud. I did that for about 7 years. There before I worked with virtual network operators. So I've been in the corporate world for about 18 years before I finally retired in June of 2019. So I am a husband, I'm a father, and I am a franchise partner today. And one of the things I always like to say about me is that I'm kind of an evangelist to people, especially of African descent, about the changing times and what this business opportunity is all about. I strive making people understand that it's not just about capsules. It is about a total change in our mindset in order to embrace a new world, because we are at a turning point and we are at the brink of a new world. So that is me in a nutshell.
Wow, that's just really, really amazing. I like the point where you said you are retired. Now, you look too young to be retired, Valentine. So how can you be retired? Just explain briefly what you mean by retired.
Yeah. So basically, I have, this, I work with 4 cardinal points, right? Where I am and where I want to be. I've always had this orientation, believing in a particular place where I want to be in my life, right? I always wanted, I reorientated myself, let me put it that way, that I wanted to be in a position where I have enough financial resources and enough time. That is my ideal point, and that is a lifestyle I want to lead, right? So every other thing was just part of that journey. Having got, a job and everything was part of that journey. So, people retire because they reach the age of 67 in the country where I live in. But I did not work with that dynamic to retire at the age of 67. I wanted to retire when I had the the amount of resources, enough resources, and, in a situation where I have enough time. So yes, I was working and trying to make ends meet, but then this opportunity came via my wife. I embraced it, pushed it forward, and it reached that position where I have enough of a buffer to be able to come out from this 9-to-5 mentality and amass resources. We are still getting there to get to that point. My sweet spot is where I have enough time and enough resources.
Wow.
So yeah, I am retired.
I love that. We're going to come back to we're coming back to that. Mr. AJ Lawrence, please. Who is Mr. AJ Lawrence? Please share with us.
Well, thanks for that. AJ Lawrence is a simple man. I'm a father of a young boy who's 8 and a husband, to a beautiful wife. I do work for a big company, which we won't name. So I'm still working full time. I'm still going to that sweet spot, my friend, to be able to retire soon. But I'm also a franchise partner, which is exciting for me because I have an opportunity of a business whereby I can actually incorporate with my full-time work, and the two doesn't actually clash with each other. But what it actually does for me, it puts the candle on my vision of when the time comes for me to be able to retire. I've already set something up. I'm not having to wait till I retire before I set something up. So that is where I'm at the moment. I'm excited about it, and keep on the vision, really.
Now, I just love that word, a candle on my vision. That is just like, that is amazing, because I just got a message. I was meant to press record as well. Okay, because a lot of people have got a vision, but in order for you to have a vision, you've got to have light, right? You've got to have light. Right. And so knowing that you're putting a candle on that vision, then you can see clearly where you want to go and actually pursue that. So I love that terminology. I'm going to steal that from you, Mr. AJ. On your vision. Have you got a candle? Everyone that is here, whether you're watching via Facebook or whether you're here, have you got a candle on your vision? And what is your candle? Have you light up your vision? And that's really, really important. There are two, what I love is that, and people that are watching right now, and this is just a typical example, you are men, and you are men that have, one's retired, one's still working, but you've worked in big corporate companies. Okay, so, we're not going to talk about money in regards to that, but if somebody's working in big corporate companies, we know that it's not a simple job. So, and the thing that you both mentioned that you're franchise partners of this amazing company that we're part of. Tell us, first of all, let's just get a bit of an understanding. How did you get involved in this business? And what was your thought pattern as a man? Bearing in mind that there are loads of women that do this, and it becomes a little bit almost like stereotype that they think it's a woman's business. My husband does the business as well. And I think that when he started, he was probably one of the first guys that was really going out to do the business amongst so many women. What was your thought pattern when you were joined? How did you get involved in the business, and what was your thought pattern in it? Let's start with Mr. AJ.
How did I get involved? I got involved unknowingly. How's that? I'll tell you why, because that might sound a bit cryptic. My wife got involved because she got a call from a friend who was in Canada, or who is in Canada. And, she liked the idea. But because my wife knows that I've done business, I have a business acumen, she then said, well, I need you to come along because I need you to teach me. So that is pretty much how I got involved. I had to be the teacher, which means I had to go on with my wife onto all the Zooms to learn so that I'm able to actually support her and teach. And as time goes along, she got to the first position. She got her customers. She's beginning to build a customer base, right? And we thought, okay, this is something perhaps I could do as well, right? So decided to make it a family business. So we set up our business, which you already know, it's called Wow Lifestyle Network. And our philosophy, because we believe that everybody deserves to have a wow lifestyle. So we hope to help people one person at a time, right? And that's why we decided to do. So with this vehicle, we hope to achieve that goal. Yeah. Wow. So that's how I got involved. Yeah, wow. by default.
by default.
I wasn't. Yeah, it's true. I wasn't really looking. Yeah, I wasn't really looking, to be honest with you. Yeah.
But it's drawn out the talent that you naturally got in you anyway, and now you're using it to really push a phenomenal business that you've got right now, which is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, we use it to help people. This is a business of people helping people. It's not a solo effort. If you're coming into this business with a selfish mind that I'm going to be the multimillionaire all by myself, that just wouldn't happen. It's a team effort. You have to have the mindset of pulling people to your level, right? So that you can go on to the next level. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you have to have the mindset of, yes, I want to help people.
Wow, I love that. Moving over to Mr. Valentine, I mean, how did you get involved in it? Because through this business, you have now retired yourself. So, or should I say the other way, somebody's retired you. But how on earth did you really get into this business?
Yeah, so absolutely. My story would have many similarities with AJ's. And that is simply because I did not go looking either, right? Mm-hmm. I did not get up and say listen, I need something to do because I'm getting fed up with my job. I was working full time and I was sunk in. I was in sync with my job, right? And I mean, my job, entailed hopping from city to city, attending trade shows, conventions, and so. And at the moment, I believed I was living the life. I believed that was the best thing that could happen. So I was in that buoyant state, having that self-esteem, knowing that I have arrived, put it that way. But then, this business came through via my wife. I call her Madam President. And it was a call from my mother that, listen, hey, there is this opportunity that I've heard about on social media. Since you are at home, why don't you give it a try? So I would say it came from a very trustworthy source, because when a mother, introduces the daughter into something, there are no questions asked. So she got into it. And I consider my wife my partner. We work, in tandem, right? So when she said, I'm interested in doing this thing, my mom told me about this. I had just one thing to say. And okay, yes, go for it. Let's see what happens. So I got into it, or I accepted that she started in a lukewarm fashion, not because I had gone through the business to understand what it's all about and say, listen, okay, I see this is good, get into it. I just wanted her to do something because of the passion and where the recommendation came from. And once she got into the business, one good thing which I saw is that I could discuss business with her. When I come back from work, rather than talking about the latest Nigerian movie or the latest gossip on social media, no, I could talk business. And I realized that, okay, this is getting somewhere, right? Then I decided to be able to have something to discuss with her. Let me get into the product as well to see what this is all about. So I started doing research on the product. After a few days, I started taking the product as well. And I saw the benefits. Then we're talking about business here. A turning point came when I saw the financial downfall that was coming in. And as a salesman, I work because of money. I don't, I will never apologize for this. If I did not work because of money, I would do volunteer work. I would join UNICEF or something, right? I work for money. So when I saw money coming, I was like, okay, there may be something to this. I decided to go do further research to understand. I read the company plan and everything. I read the compensation plan, and I did the first thing that I wanted to be sure that it is legit. Where is the source of this money that these people claim they can pay? I did a little bit of research, understood, the value chain into what they are offering as direct marketing, saw the statistics on the, the value of the industry. And I was like, okay, I understand the source of this money. I know what these people are doing. I have a background in marketing myself. I'm like, okay, let's get into this. That is when I got in full swing, acted as a support system in the background, and told my wife, listen, get going with this. And I could see it. I started doing my forecasting, and at a certain point, she was surprised. How come she introduced me to something and it seems as though I'm taking over? But that's because I have seen the potential in it. And from there, I started planning that retirement. So it is about, an opportunity coming. I decide not to, shove it aside that, okay, it is a woman's thing. And to answer the second part of your question, my thought process, right? It is true. I saw that it was mostly ladies in this. But, they say $100 bills are green for everybody. Mm-hmm. If it is only a woman's thing, I may want to transform into a woman. Let me raise my estrogen levels up, if that is what it takes to get in. Because at the end of the day, I'm going in for the greens. And when you have enough of those greens, you can retire, and I'm proud of it.
I love that. The color of money is green. Yeah. The thing. What I love about you, both of you gentlemen, is that anybody that is watching, anybody that is here for the first time, or anybody that is watching either whatever platform that you're watching, there's something that you need to that is highlighted here that I don't know if you recognize. Now, with this amazing opportunity, many people will see a lot of women, rightly so, doing this business. But what I love, when a man gets himself involved, and when a man seriously gets himself, when the men get themselves involved, that is something that women that are on the borderline thinking, should I join, shouldn't I? That's the wake-up call. And I brought these men in to this live cast room because I wanted to highlight something. When these type of men get involved in this type of business, ladies and gentlemen, around the globe, you need to get yourself involved. These are men that don't really, in honesty, financially need it per se in their jobs, but they saw something, and I'll just refer back to what AJ said, something to light up their vision. And that alone, before we even go any further, is an indication. You can see how they're speaking, what they're saying is an indication to you all to say, I want to get my hands involved in this. I want to get involved in this. So we're gonna move on. So you use the products, all right. How did you let's talk about a little bit about the products. So even though we're really meant to be talking about business, but what has the products, how has that benefited you? How has it changed your lifestyle? Have you changed your lifestyle in what you do and support with these products? Let's move to Mr. Valentine first.
Yeah, so, absolutely. And, like I said, my first point was like, okay, let me see the product, what, she keeps talking about. I got into the product, I started with the flagship, the premium pass. I started using it, and I could feel the benefits, right? I mean, I play football on Saturdays with my veteran club. And, when you're over 40 already, these strains and sprains are common, when you want to run up like a kid. You're not a kid anymore. And I realized that each time I had a strain or a sprain, it would take me about 2-3 weeks to recover. When I started using the products, it would take a couple of days and then I'm back up. So even without me having to say it, some of my friends realized it and they were like, hey, what's happening? Even the energy levels, when we played, they realized that something had changed. And I started telling them, listen, there is this product that my wife is, my wife is selling. I'm using it. And some of them were doubtful, and I understood why they were doubtful, right? But when they saw the evidence, it was like, okay, there is really nothing to argue here. Because I was able to show them that, listen, I'm talking about products that are FDA certified. They have the NFF, the NCF certification, something like that. And it's not something that somebody is concocting from the basement of their house and telling you that, hey, you can try this. So it's a product that has been researched. And I always tell them, go to the website, you see the different empirical studies that have been done about this. Don't take my word for it, right? Go check for yourself. And so I could see those benefits by myself. And I introduced a couple of friends as well, and they were able to see it as well. But I would not be doing justice if I don't let the audience know the turning point. It was about my wife when she was using the products as well. And I've always said that I can put my finger at a point in time when this revolution changed. My wife posted a picture before and after. And that sounded everything. And I mean, anybody who had questions, they were answered then when she put her before and after. And I always talk about this and I refer to the people in our communities because as I say, I studied marketing, advertisement is one of, the parts when you study marketing and everything. And it is known generally that people, the concept, the ideas that we have about adverts that you see on TV, we know there is over dramatization. And people already have that in their subconscious when they watch these adverts, right? But when you see something manifest in front of your eyes with the people you know, it leaves no room for doubt. Because those who knew my wife and had seen her after a 6 months transformation, they were like, okay, tell us what is happening. And that is the point where it changed. So the product itself has a story and it has a certain level of efficiency that leaves no room for doubt. When you build on a product like that, and that is why, in my opinion, we have been this successful because we are not talking about a fad. We are not talking about something that, we cannot prove. We are talking about a product and we have evidence to say this is what has happened. And we have been encouraging others to, this famous thing, be the product of the product. Use it and see it for yourself. So that when you talk about it, let it manifest. So yes, the products are magnificent. These are formidable products. For anyone who has used them, they have come back to testify. There is no reason why you will not adopt them. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Being the product of the products. Mr. AJ, tell us, what are the products done for you? How do they benefit your lifestyle?
Well, it's make a big change, really. In my household, we do eat fruit and veg, but do we eat 30 fruit and veg? No, I don't think so. Even though we might like to, it's just a passing thought that we might think, yes, maybe we'll try this veg and try that veg, but no, we don't eat that many types of varieties of fruit and veg, which is what is entailed, which is what is contained and beautifully made in this, especially the premium capsules. Absolutely fantastic. When we started, we bought the premium capsule, we got the omega, we got the shakes, the complete shakes, which has 17 varieties of fruit and veg in there. And we got the chewables for my son. Now, we're now building a culture of Juice Plus in my house. Why? Because if we don't have it on our dinner table, my son will remind us. My son reminds us. What is that telling you? I'm now building in him in the sense that he has to start eating healthily, health conscious from a young age. That is a fantastic thing for me, because have you ever tried getting broccoli into an 8-year-old? No, he ain't having any of it. Right? But with this product, he can have all the fruits and veg he wants. But now we drink more water as well, which is great. My wife makes a fantastic, she had cucumbers and lemons in our jar of water, very, very refreshing. So those kind of things, we eat more fish. So what I'm trying to tell you is through this, our eating habit has changed. Not that we ate badly to start with, but our eating habits has changed. The mindset is beginning to change, and our child is changing with us, which means by God's grace, he will continue to do the right thing, whether we're there or not, which is where we want to be. My favorite of the product range is the Omega Blend and the Booster. Those are my two best buddies. 5 different types of Omegas in the Omega Blend, and especially when it doesn't taste like fish. I mean, some of you have tried the old type. It's like cod liver oils. You just have to hold your nose and then swallow it. Yeah, this has no aftertaste. It has no preservatives. It's got no additives. It's all pure, natural, plant-based products. I love the omega. Why do I love the omega? It's helped me with my knees. Yeah, I'm a guy that carried a little bit of weight. I've been to the doctors, and they've said to me, yes, you need to lose a bit of weight because your high BP, is a bit. Your BP is a bit high. Your what else did they tell me? Oh, I'm pre-diabetic. The usual thing they prescribe, especially dare I say, men of color. It's the usual thing. I can tell you right now, with hand on heart, since I have been using this product, I haven't used my high blood pressure pills. I take a little bit of exercise now as I do, 30 minutes, 40 minutes walk, right? Prior to this product, I can walk for like 40 minutes without having to stop because of my knees. Now I'm able to do, if I wanted, I can do cartwheels in my sitting room if I want. It's that good. And that is due to the omega blend. And as for the shedding of the weight, I've actually been tallying it. Right? I've been tracking my weight as I go along. I used to be about 115. Now I'm teetering about 108, 8.9.
Wow.
And that is due to the booster, because the booster has this fantastic ingredient called glucomannan, which is a Japanese root fiber that helps to suppress, your yearn for hunger, right? So I tend to take that about 30 to 40 minutes before I actually have a meal, right? I have it in the morning. For my morning, I have my oatmeal. Prior to that, I'll have my booster. And that has been my routine since I started this business. And you know what? When you're consistent with something, right? We know it's not a magic pill. And we know we don't say this is going to cure this or it's going to cure that. But when you have something that helps you to rebalance your immune system, that bridges the gap of the things that you're supposed to eat and what you eat, the body itself will start to, realign itself and do what it's supposed to do. And that is why we say in all these testimonies, it works in different ways for other people, but trust me, in my house, we cannot do without it. We're on auto ship. We don't want to run out. You know what I'm saying? We are on auto ship.
I think most households
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
on auto ship now. That's amazing.
Oh, I'm telling you, that's the testimony is doing for us, right? And we're all glad for it. Yeah.
That's just super amazing. I mean, like what AJ said, we do not make any medical claims, and I just want to put it out there. But one thing that I love to stand and be confident about, that we don't make medical claims, but I do stand to make nutritional claims. The power of fruits and vegetables. People don't realize the fruits and vegetables are in our amazing products and what they can do. Read up about the individual, what they can do, and having a combination of all these powerful plants coming together in synergy to work in your body alongside you living a healthier lifestyle, doing the right things, eating right, drinking enough water, exercising. A combination of that is just absolutely amazing. So, we do not make any medical claims, but, we do make nutritional claims, and the power of fruits and vegetables is really, really powerful.
Absolutely.
So let's just move on, because you're men, okay, and in this amazing business. What would you say? Because there are some men out there that could be a bit skeptical about this, that are thinking, I haven't got the time, or how can I fit in? What would you say to the men out there? Considering, and Valentine, I want you to touch also on the fact that you mention this a lot, and in a way I like to call you as an activist, or whether, I don't know whether that's the right terminology to say that you are an activist in regards to where it comes to people of a certain culture, people of a certain thing, and why you're passionate about that, and why you're using this opportunity to even push forward. Please share that with us.
Yes. So I want, my brothers, my sisters, to understand that this goes way beyond having 30 varieties of fruit and vegetables. This is an opening that we can seize into. And I made a statement yesterday of which, a couple of guys have reached out to me that, hey, what are you saying? And I've been, I've explained, and I'll explain it again, right? In recent human history, you will realize that there are certain events that have shaped the world. World War II changed baby boomers, right? 9/11 changed millennials. COVID-19 is changing Generation X. And when we talk about this opportunity, and it could be any other opportunity, right? I'm not saying you must do the Juice Plus opportunity, but there are many reasons why I can tell you the benefits of doing the Juice Plus opportunity, beginning with the fact that it is risk-free. And there is that synergy, like AJ says, with a healthy lifestyle. We know health is wealth, right? But most importantly, what I like to let my people understand is that we need to know the world in which we are living. We need to reckon with the times. I say COVID-19 served as a stress test to many companies. Many of the companies that survived during COVID-19 with the limited amount of employees that they used during this period, there is no reason why they would want to up that number after the pandemic. And I stand by these claims.
That's true.
Our lifestyles are changing. When it comes to shopping generally, the way people were, the way people did their shopping during COVID-19, prioritizing the online channel rather than the in-store brick and mortar, this trend is going to continue. It will not, basically what I'm saying is that things will not come back to normal in the sense that, people would like, okay, COVID is over. I'm not going to be buying online anymore. I would have to start going back to the shop. No. People have been able to see that there are other ways of doing it. And it is not only about people and shopping, right? Even when it comes to businesses, I have colleagues who are still working, bless them. They tell me, listen, my travel schedule has been cut by 90%. It is not about Istanbul, London, Paris, and so. No, I'm organizing online sessions now and continuing how I did it during the COVID lockdown. So this is evidence that things are changing. What does this have, how does this affect our people? Would you just think about this, put this in perspective, right? What will you tell somebody who is planning to open a video rental shop? You would say that person is, the bearings are lost somewhere, right? Netflix came and wiped away everything that, was of video rentals. So what will you tell someone who is struggling to get an SEC certification now, license to become a stockbroker? Applications on your mobile phone, everybody is working on Wall Street today. With your mobile phone, you can trade stocks, cryptocurrency, and everything. So the dynamics of the world we live in are changing. And it is the same thing that has to do with what we believe to be jobs. I am not saying it would be an abrupt change, but the specs are already clear. Salespeople are not needed in the numbers that they used before, that they used to need salespeople before, because many things have been automated. For example, customer service. The company I started my first job when I moved into this part of the world. I worked with an American company, it's a telecom provider, and I worked in their customer service. They don't need anybody in the customer service anymore because bots are doing that. I'm talking something less than 2 decades ago. That tells you that even those who are doing accounting, there's software that is able to do all of that accounting at a way cheaper cost and much more, doing it much more accurately. What does this tell you? We know what business is about. What they want is profit. Businesses are not social organizations that are giving people jobs because they know people have bills to pay. No. So I'm telling our people, if you are dependent on jobs, those are going very, very fast. And if I draw it back, about 5 score years ago, say 100, 200 years ago, agriculture employed 90% of the workforce on Earth globally. Agriculture employed 90%. Fast forward to today, agriculture employs less than 1%. That is because go to the US Midwest with hectares and hectares, one machine can do that all day. This same principle is being applied into the job sector, except otherwise, you want to stay in hospitality. But if you are in hospitality, waiting tables, studying because you want to get a job as an accountant, I have a wake-up call for you. Accountants will not be needed very soon. So this is telling you that you need to prepare for the changing world. When you know the changes that are coming, you can start preparing yourself in order to take advantage of those changes. Being an entrepreneur is the sure way to secure your financial future going forward. Don't even think about depending on government programs and pensions, because if European countries have gone bust, right, there is no reason why you would want to believe that 10, 20 years from now, what people are collecting as pension today will still be. Take your destiny into your own hands. If you don't want to come onto Juice Plus because you think it is, people talk about it too much, I don't like, I'm telling you, prepare yourself, be an entrepreneur, get your destiny into your hands, because trust me, you will be left barefooted in a very, very short time.
Wow, 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 wow. If there is a message that you want to listen to, you need to listen to that message. You know, it's true, there it is. We all know it around the globe. There is a new normal. And whether you like it or not, it's down to you really to move with the times. Because if you don't, you will be left behind. And there are so many people I know back when things were moving, those old-fashioned, in my line of job, some of the doctors and consultants that didn't want to use computers and things like that because they went from that old school, they were left behind. They were absolutely left behind. There is a new era coming on right now, and especially for our people, this is a wake-up call, and we're going to talk about something really special that is happening. But let's go to Mr. Ada. What is your message to men, and not only just men, but your message out there to tell people why they should really join this amazing opportunity from a business perspective?
Well, to the men, I say, jump on board, because Juice Plus is macho. Yeah, it is macho. Right? Forget about the colors. What it does for you is great. Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm going to echo what Valentine said, right? In the sense that there's a writer called Paul Zane Pilzer, who wrote the revolution of wellness, or the wellness revolution, shall I say. And he said, the new illiterate will not be those who cannot read or write, but those who cannot unlearn and learn new ways. Those will be the dinosaurs of the future. You know, oh, I can't do it just because it's the way it was. Well, guess what? The way it was is not the way it was. There's a new beginning, And you have to be prepared, right, to be able to move with the wave. Now, they might say, when it comes to for example, our business, you know, has been going for 50 years. Some people might say that, yes, the best time to actually join a business like this is at the beginning so that you can ride the wave. But guess what? You know, like Valentine said, COVID was a wake-up call. The company I work for was able to mobilize 6,000 people that were in the offices and other locations with laptops within 2 weeks, mobilize them to start working from home. They had to learn a new skill, working on the computers and being able to, you know, talk with customers, being able to, you know, continue to solve problems, but while they were at home. And guess what? The funny part is, the company has actually been planning something for the last 5 years, but they couldn't figure out how to do it. But when push comes to shove, they were able to mobilize 6,000 people within 2 weeks. There's a new beginning. You cannot say to yourself that, well, it doesn't look right with me. You cannot say, well, it's all just full of women. Women spend money, men spend money, children spend money. Everybody spends money. It's all green, right?
Yeah, it's green.
It's all green. Look, you need to ask yourself, the the good old days of job security is this. In our forefathers, they'll say, if you stay in a company for 25 to 40 years, then you're doing good. These days, if you go to a recruiter and you're not moving work or at least position every 2 to 3 years, they will say to you, well, what's the matter with you? Don't you have any ambitions? When my child grows up, his mentality is not going to be the 40-40 plan, which means work for 40 years, for 40 hours a week, for 40% of the income that was never enough for you in the first place. That's the 40-40 plan. Why? Because it's evident now that there is a new way of earning. Online business has blown the roof wide open. There are young kids on YouTube making 6 figures. My young child is talking about being a YouTuber. I said, okay, son, but you still have to get that degree. I'm from Africa, man. You still have to get at least 2 degrees. You can be a YouTuber later, but that degree has to come in. You know what I mean? But my point is this, they see a different future than we do. And if you don't follow that, then I don't know what you go to do. Look, with this thing, it's very simple. For me, it's very simple. You need to ask yourself this. Are you looking to make extra income? Are you looking to change the way you save or the way you work? Are you looking to have more time freedom? Are you looking to live healthier? Whatever you're looking, you need to start looking at a way to make a change. Because if you don't, it's just going to be, yes, I hate my job, but I'm still there until they push you out. They'll say, well, actually, we don't need you in the office anymore. We got some new algorithms to actually do the work. Exactly. Valentine understands what I'm saying, So, you need to make plans now to have a better future, if that's what you want. But of course, it's not what everybody wants. Our problem I see with our line of business is this. There are times we wanted more for the people we're talking to than they wanted from themselves.
That's true.
You understand? But that shouldn't stop us from being the messenger. We just continue to pass the message on, right? And it will drop one day. We're on a fertile ground, and it will change somebody's life. When it comes to the products, let me tell you this. We have one of our customers in Holland, right? And when a customer calls you and thank you for introducing them to Juice Plus, you have changed somebody's life. The fact that we're here right now, we are talking on Zoom. 2 years ago, where was Zoom? Where was Zoom? Yeah. 2 years ago, where was Microsoft Teams? That's a platform everybody's on now. So, if you have an inkling of, hey, there is something going on, everybody's on Zoom, I think I better join them as well. Do you know what I mean? You can't stand back. Yeah, you can't stand back. Everybody's talking about, or some people are talking about, okay, Bitcoins. They're talking about, all different types of, Forex. But the fact is, now there's a lot. There's a momentum. There's a revolution of Plan B that people are looking for. People are looking for something. And there's a lot of people who have been made furloughed. There are a lot of people who've lost their jobs. There are a lot of people who've been, initially we used to talk about, 0-hour contract. That doesn't even come into play anymore, because the future is so uncertain. The future is so uncertain, and therefore you need to start making plans. This is the way I see it. If you were to come into this business and you can make 200, 300, 400 pounds, and that money is used to pay your phone bill, brother, you are financially free. You're not having to touch your salary.
True.
If you want to push a little bit more and you start making 2,000, 3,000 pounds and it's paying your mortgage and everything else, come on. Napoleon Hill says this: doing something part-time to be able to make full-time income. Can you imagine what your story will be? To me, it's a no-brainer.
It is.
It is a no-brainer. Some people say, yeah, there's some opportunities are better than others. Well, yes, you can go from one to the other, but guess what? If it doesn't work for you here and it doesn't work for you there, there's a common denominator there, isn't it? And the common denominator is you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
It's you.
Wow.
It's you that you need to decide.
Wow. That's amazing. That is just super, super amazing. Guys, we're watching right now, and many of you might be on the fence about this amazing opportunity. But the thing that we keep hearing time and time from Valentine, from AJ, is having this plan B. Time is moving. You cannot stay still. You've got to move with the times. Having a plan B, and having the right plan B, I would say. And just briefly, Valentine, if you could just go, why this company? For those that are watching, what are the benefits of joining this particular franchise business?
Yeah, absolutely. When we talk about looking for another stream of income and trying to bring yourself off this mentality of get a job, work 9 to 5, depend on the salary, you may think there are many options, and it is true. There are many options, but they cannot be the same, right? When I thought about, okay, what can you do extra? Somebody will say, I want to start a business, right? What type of business? Export to Africa. That's what many people in the diaspora think. I'm going to send shipping containers to Africa. I'm going to buy cars and send to Africa. That entails a lot of capital, with the risk that it may get to Africa, it's not bought on time, and there are many risks associated. So risk is one of the things that anybody who has done the basic business plan would understand, that you need to be able to leverage your risk. Otherwise, you're taking a leap in the dark. But when it comes to an opportunity where, every other thing has been done for you, and all you need to do is to handle sales and, handle the marketing and the sales. Every other thing is being done. You ask yourself, what is the reason why you would not join, right? You are getting into a business where there is a production. Let's start with sourcing, right? We're talking about organic fruits and vegetables. There is sourcing that is already taken care of by a company, established with their contracts. There is production. They have their production sites, right? There is, the packaging and the logistics, the shipment, everything is being done. All you need to do is talk about it within your networks, and you can reach thousands of people at the same time. There is, an information system behind that handles all the sales and everything. You send, your website, which you are given upon registration. Somebody buys, it is auto shipped to them. You don't do collectibles. And so what is really the problem that you have with zero risk? I've said this is like getting into, a business venture where you are at zero when you start, and you can only go up. It is unidirectional. You can only go up depending on the amount of effort that you bring in. So if you have any other business that has the same attributes, let me know. I may want to, try it as well. But I'm telling you about the business that I've given in my confidence, because, hey, I stand to lose nothing. I only stand to gain something commensurate on the amount of effort I put in. And I have been putting effort. My wife and I have been putting effort. And I have been making returns that returns that are good enough to let me shun a 6-figure income, a job, to come and stay home and say, listen, I am a full-fledged, full-time juice plus representative. So if that doesn't convince you and you're still like doubting, it is like, let me not come off too bad here. It is like somebody parking, a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, and then you come in with your Toyota Corolla and say you don't think this place is safe to park. Something like that, right?
That is a good one. But it's amazing, and I just want to highlight for those people that are still on the doubt. I mean, Valentine's left his six-figure job to do this business full time. That in itself is an indication that there must be something in this business. Come on, guys. Just like what Valentine said, come on, this is not rocket science. And if you're still sitting on the fence, you're still wondering, you're still like, I'm in and erring, then really and truly, like we don't want to be insulted, but really, I would encourage you to rethink again. You know, these guys that are here, sitting here in this live cast room, they're not jobless guys. These are serious guys. You can tell that they're serious guys. And for them to jump on an amazing opportunity to help to change not only their own lives, but the lives of so many others, then it is a wake-up call for anybody that is watching on whatever platform to say yes to an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, and absolutely, if I may add this to Olivia, right? So when I know I am streaming live on Facebook, right? And my Facebook handle, there are people who know you can get into my Facebook handle and you see my friends based on the interaction and you reach out to them and say, what this guy is saying, is that real? Because they know me. I am not like, somebody from space making claims that cannot be verified. When I tell people, listen, this is a lifestyle I used to live, this is what I used to earn, and I've left that, I'm not doing it anymore, and I'm doing this, and I'm living well. Somebody may be like, okay, you are over-dramatizing. I'm saying, no, it is something that you can verify. And the good news, let me say the good news is that I've been able to convince a couple of my friends, like those who really ask me, come on, are you really serious that you left your job and you're doing this? Tell me more about it. There are those who are, even if they did not decide to join Juice Plus, they have now gotten that mindset of diversifying their options so that it is not only about the job. They have other things now, and some they will confess and they'll tell me now, listen, the way I see things, I don't, come into the office with that level of fear where each time you receive an email from HR, you're like, is this my turn? And all that. You don't have that fear is not there anymore because you have options. Trust me, when you have options, your life is very, very different.
Wow, amazing. Mr. AJ, what do you want to say on this?
Well, yeah, I mean, Valentine's echoed it a lot. But look, here's the thing. If you have an opportunity where you not only can you leverage your income, but you can also leverage your time, I'll jump on it. You know what I'm saying? I'll just jump on it and then just learn how to do it. Why Juice Plus? Well, you need to ask yourself three things. The company has been there for 50 years. It's not going anywhere. It's gone through recessions. It's gone through COVID. Still going through it. Yeah. It's actually growing exponentially when others are dipping. So that should give you enough confidence that, okay, at least the company that I'm going to be working with, it's solid enough. It's a AAA rated in terms of a financial standing. Right. The next thing you want to be asking yourself is about the product. We've touched on the product, how fantastic they are, right? How they've been made. If you want to find out more how they've been made, you can always reach out to us. We'll send you more information of how they've been made. Plant-based. But the question is this: do people need the product? The answer is yes. So there's one thing having product, but is there a market for it? 1,000% yes. 1,000% yes. So you're getting involved in a right company that has the right product. The next thing you want to be asking yourself is, well, can I do it? And who's going to support me? Well, we have a fantastic support system in place. One-on-one training, group training, corporate training, your back office virtual office, It's packed full of information to support you. It's all there for you. All you need to do is bring yourself. You don't have to be 100%. No, you don't have to be 100%. You don't have to know everything. I know there are some urchins out there who want to learn everything before they get into it, right? But in most cases, you really don't have to. You can learn it. You can learn it. And when you learn it, then you become very good at it. You see, there are 4 stages of learning. The first stage of learning is called subconsciously incompetent. Subconsciously incompetent basically means you don't know what you don't know until somebody points it out to you. Then you become aware of it. And when you're aware of it, then you now become, right, consciously, but still incompetent until you learn it. So come in and learn. We will teach you. We will teach you to be successful. We will teach you how to be a custodian. That way, you can now become consciously competent. And when you become consciously competent, it means it's now becoming second skin. You are now becoming a master. And then when you can now go out and teach others to do the same, you now become subconsciously competent. It means you can now do it with your eyes closed. You're becoming a master. If you become coachable, if you're prepared to be coachable, there are a lot of people in this company that can teach you, coach you to dominate your own sphere. You just have to have that hunger to want to make a change. You need to have that hunger to want to leave a legacy for yourself or for your family. You have to have that hunger. Just come.
Wow. Amazing, amazing. I'm so conscious of the time, and I know that you are very, very busy men and that you've got some other business meetings to go to. But there is one.
A lot of business to go through. Yes, a happy days. Great weekend coming.
Yeah, it's a great weekend, and we've got a fantastic announcement to make to you. So anybody that is watching, you've heard our amazing men really, really just breaking down the benefits of this amazing opportunity, and why you should join, and why more men should join, and men and women should join, and us thinking about the future and the importance of always having this plan B is really, really important. And so there is something that we are so excited. I'm really, really excited to make this announcement. And this is why this is a time. If you are watching this right now, it is your time to say yes. It is your time to change your life. And it's especially for those that are in these countries. If you are living in the UK, or you're living in Ireland, or any of the Nordic countries, or the UAE, our amazing company is offering for you to sign up to this amazing opportunity where you can hear that Valentine has left his six-figure job to actually do this full time. This company only for the this opportunity is only available on the 15th and the 16th, UK. So if you're living in the UK, or you know anybody that is in the UK, you need to sound the alarm, all right? Because our company is offering for you to sign up to become a Juice Plus franchise absolutely free. Yes, I did say that, ladies and gentlemen. 100%. If you're living in the UK and Ireland, or in the Nordic countries, okay, or UAE, absolutely free for you to sign up. Obviously, if you're living, we have this, our company is an international company, you have an international business. We're in 26 different countries. So the moment that you sign up, you become an international entrepreneur. But this offer is only available for those that are living in the UK, in Ireland, the Nordic countries, and the UAE. Now, if you're not living in any of these countries and you're thinking, wow, how can I get myself involved? Sign up. Sign up right now, and then try and look for people that are living in those countries that they can sign up free. Now, this offer is only available on the 15th and the 16th, 15th and the 16th of May. So that is Saturday and Sunday. My advice to you that is watching here, my strong advice is this. If you are interested and you're watching on anybody's platform or somebody's invited you right now and you're living in the UK, like I said, UK, Ireland, Nordic countries, or the UAE, my advice is to go back to that person that has invited you and write your name down. They will ask you for some information. Get that information so that you can be one of the first people that they will ensure that you will be one of the first people that will be signing up during that time. In that essence, what I would also say is that start working with that person, start speaking to that person, you know, finding out how you can start moving your business. So the moment that you sign up on Saturday, getting the products, using the products, becoming the products of the products, as you heard what Mr. AJ said, you start moving your business very, very quickly. You see, I think all of us want to be in that situation like Mr. Valentine, you know, where we are just, you know, that time freedom, having the money and the time freedom and doing other things and exploring other things. We all want to be there. And as much as I work full time, I enjoy my job. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy my job. But the fact that I can have choices is really, really important. And that's what we're offering to you today, is that you can have choices. But if you are, and I will stress, if you're living in the UK and you're living in Ireland and you're living in the Nordic countries and you're living in the UAE and you do not grab this opportunity of a free sign up where you can, in bonuses, there's 7 different ways that you get paid in this amazing company. And you do not take up this opportunity of a free sign up. I don't want to say be insultive, but that would be really, really silly of you. A free sign up for an international business, that you become an international entrepreneur in 26 different countries, a top leading product, the most researched nutritional products in the world, where you can change your life, change the lives of others, your family's lives, and at large, the community, your community and the world, and you do not take up this free opportunity to sign up, then I really don't know what to say. So I would tell you right now, if somebody's invited you or you're watching on somebody's platform, start bombarding them and go to them now. And start positioning yourself that from the 15th, when the moment you sign up, you're about to push and move that your business like never before. Because time waits for nobody. And we must have a plan B. And for some of you, this might be even a plan A. So men, get yourselves involved. Yes. You see our distinguished gentlemen here. Get yourselves involved. Do not be a fool and feel that, no, I'm not ready. The time is now. So thank you, gentlemen, for jumping on. I really, really appreciate. If there's anything that you want to say in like 1 minute, 2 seconds, you know, please just say it, and then we can just come off the social platform.
Well, I think it's all set. You know, the time for saying is done. It's now the time for action. So like Olivia said, guys, don't waste time. Jump on board. It is free.
Free.
It's free.
Mr. Valentine.
Yeah, exactly. I would say take this opportunity. But I always say a sign-up fee should not be a deterrent. If you're in a country where they are not doing it all for free now, I guarantee you, if you decide to pay that token to join, I guarantee it will be the best investment you ever made. And I say this from a position of, of experience. I'm telling you this from what I've gone through, right? And I say that I don't have anything special about me. I'm just like the normal jockey you see out there, right? And if I could do it, you can do it. All you need to do is believe. You can do it.
Yes.
Right. There you go. So all you need to do is believe in yourself. There is support for you. So don't feel afraid. And, you know, we just want to celebrate you and just really encourage you to do something different in this time. So thank you so much. Thank you for those that have jumped on via Zoom. Thank you for those that have jumped on via whatever social platform that you're watching. Really, really appreciate, and thank you, Valentine, and thank you, AJ, for jumping on and sharing your stories. I really, really appreciate it. Well, whatever platform you're watching this from, I want to bid you good night, good day, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time it is. And stay tuned for another series of the live cast room. Right, thank you very much. I'm going to come off social media.